In this sequence, we'll be practicing a very slow movement session that is designed, you can use it as a warm-up or you can use it any time that you want to fit a little bit of movement into your day. And it is very slow. It's designed to be calming and grounding, and it's helpful if you're feeling upset or anxious. And don't let the slowness fool you. It is still very challenging. Um, there are certain parts in the sequence where, and this is very optional, everything is optional except for breathing, but there's certain parts in the sequence where you'll see me doing very low lunges. You do not need to go this low. You want to work with what is right for your body. You want to make sure when you're doing, if you're doing the lunges, your legs are turned out and that your knees are aligned with your second toe in both directions. That means you're going to have to use your glutes to pull your knees back. If this is not appropriate for your body, don't do it. It is totally okay to do the movement that we're going to do with your legs closer together and not going into such a big knee bend. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, there's a movement in the beginning called the C curve, and I want to break it down really quickly. Your legs are going to be a little bit wider than hip distance when we do that portion. Knees are going to be soft. Spine is long, and through this entire sequence, your belly is going to be really engaged and you're really going to be focusing on lengthening up as much as you can. For the C curve, you're going to pull your belly back, tuck your tail under. So it's as if your tailbone was pointing forward. Crown of the head reaches up and also forward. So the tail and the crown are reaching forward and the belly is pulling the spine back. So you're going to feel this roundness through the spine. What I see a lot that you don't want to be doing is this thing where you're just sticking your butt out and dropping everything else. You want to feel really connected and pulling forward with the spine and the crown of the head and the tail, backwards with the spine. With that particular sequence, we're also going to be doing a chest opening stretch. And when you're doing that stretch, you want to think about your ribs staying together. So we're not totally arching up. We're always supported from our bellies. Spine is long. The shoulder blades draw back together and down the back. And then we bring the arms down with the elbows bent as wide out to the side as you can. It's going to look like this. And one of the things you want to pay really close attention to during this movement is that you are not doing this. So just want to check your hands want to be behind your elbows. When you do this, your arm goes into a certain rotation where you're going to lose the stretch in the chest and it kind of loses its purpose. Another thing is in the sequence, we're going to be using imaginary resistance. So there's a portion in the sequence where you're pulling down and you want to imagine you're grabbing something. You have to really put effort into it to pull down. This is going to get your muscles working even though technically you could just drop into gravity. You get to decide how hard you work. You can imagine it's really heavy or it's not that heavy but still requires a little bit of muscle engagement. So listen to your body, make sure that you're feeling safe, everything feels good, and remember to breathe deeply and be prepared. This series is really going to ask you to slow down. Let's get started. Nice deep inhale, reaching up to the sky, lengthening the spine, and exhaling down, soften the knees. Again. And stretching through each side. Then bringing the arms and shoulders back and down, starting with the neck circles. Nice and slow. Other side. Last one. And shoulder circles. Forward, up, back, and down. Nice and slow. And really squeeze the shoulders together and open the chest. And then taking a wide stance. I'm going to show you from the side. Coming into the C curve, reaching the arms forward and up. Lengthen the spine. Shoulders back and down. Stretching nice and long. And then allowing the chest to really open. In this position, you want to make sure your hands are behind your elbows. Last one here. Shoulders back and down. And widen your stance. Lunge. And really push your legs into the floor. You want to be really active through the legs here. Legs are externally rotated. You're using your glutes. Other side. Nice and slow. Really lengthening through the waist. Now reaching the arms up, belly is lifted and engaged. Reach forward and then pull down. Other side. And reach. Pushing through the legs. Last one. And walking the legs back together. Exhaling. Inhaling up. And hands to the heart. And then place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Breathe deeply. Feel the aliveness in your body. Feel the energy pulsing through you. Note how you feel differently now than before you started the exercise. And then give thanks to yourself for taking the time out of your day to do something really nice for your body, your mind, and your spirit.